greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. But I want to get right into it. I left off my last video. If you haven't checked it out, go definitely check it out. Basically speaking more about the assassination with Trump, but I would like to do a little bit more of a deep dive after sitting and listening to other great YouTube channels, and then also just thinking about history, past history as well, on different assassinations for the presidents. So if you guys don't know or haven't never researched up different president elections, or just presidents in general of assassinations, the biggest one that stood out to me, because we had to do a project in it in school, was the Abraham Lincoln assassination. So I know for a fact more about Abraham Lincoln because I did it in school. We had to do a big research project, and Abraham Lincoln stood out to me an assassination because, and there's multiple other assassinations that was going on for like the presidencies throughout the years. But if we just take a look back at history, guys, and just literally like look at the past, it'll always not be completely the same, but it definitely will rhyme. You know what I mean? So just taking a look at old past history and understanding what's going on today in 2024, it will really like blow your mind. But Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. It took place on Good Friday. It says in 1865. But if you know anything about Abraham Lincoln or do your research more about him, he wanted to do more with like the black community. It was like around the civil rights time. He started promoting, black rights. He was pretty much more pro-black. He understood the slavery was ending at that point in time as well, giving more black people's here it is, votes rights for black people. Decided to assassinate the president instead. So pretty much more so on currency and understanding that how the world move is money. You know what I mean? So let's do a deep dive on all the different presidents. So if you really think about it, everything has to do with some kind of currency, right? It's not just, it's the sky is green today, we're going to try to assassinate someone. No, this has everything to do with some kind of banking system, some type of currency, some type of change, some type of movement that people are trying to control. And it's the white power structure. I believe that's what, they want to stay with control and never give control over to anybody else who's trying to change the system. All right, so let's get more into this article, Lincoln's Financial Frontier. So Abraham Lincoln understood the importance of common national currency and bank credit to support a healthy economy. As a young man in Frontier, Indiana, and Kentucky, he saw the ways in which unreliable paper money and inadequate credit frustrated the ambitions of his neighbors. These experiences shaped his political outlooks. So financing the Civil War. To meet the government's financial needs during the Civil War, President Lincoln and Treasury Secretary Samuel Chase borrowed from foreign governments and American citizens the first general income tax and printed paper, so-called greenback. So remember the word greenback. I'll get more into that as time progresses. And then it just says, so national banks in America's future to promote opportunity and dynamic economy in a stronger union. Lincoln and Chase conceived the national banking system and of office of the controller of the currency and regulated this and supervised it. Lincoln took pride in signing the National Currency Act, which he believed would provide great benefit to the people and to the government. The key word I would say here is to the people. Now, white power structure, they don't want to hear nothing about to the people, for the people, our people. They want to just know white people. And I'm not racist. I'm just saying to be very transparent. It's not really to the people. It's their people. It's the white supremacy. It is all. They want to continuously keep it controlled. And Abraham Lincoln and obviously Chase understood the power of the money. I said we'll take a look a little bit more about greenback. So the greenback were emergency paper currency issued by the United States during the civil rights. There was printed greenback. It was green on the back. So this was pretty much a currency that President Lincoln was trying to put into play, his own currency, because he understood the power of money and how money moves around, how we have to borrow money, all that other good stuff. But please, do your own research on this kind of stuff. It all intertwines within each other, and this assassination, I don't think, is a coincidence at all. Now let me know in the comments what you guys think. So moving on to another president who was assassinated, right? We all know John F. Kennedy, right? If you haven't heard of him, he was the 35th president of the United States in 1964. So executive order 11110 was something that was issued by John F. Kennedy, him right here. So I'll just scroll down to the last part. The order of the secretary to issue silver certificates, if any were needed during this transition period under President Kennedy's plan, is to eliminate silver certificates in the use of Federal Reserve notes. Pretty much the key word here is eliminate. Eliminate the silver certificates in the use of Federal Reserve notes. Any and everybody knows that the Federal Reserve, IRS, all those big names, IMF, those are big companies that run the world. And not only run the world, they run the currency. So if you are doing any kind of backlash to money, trust and believe, there's some kind of consequence for that. So let's just move on. That's just John F. Kennedy. And then you guys remember that this was in 1971. This is August of 1971. This is President Ronald Nixon, right? He took the US dollar off the gold standard. Now, that is a huge thing. I don't know. Some people may not know that, but it was the end of converting the US dollar to the gold standard. Okay? I can't get into it because that's a big topic, and that happened in 1971. But the currency, the monetary system, listen, if y'all don't know that money moves the world round and round, if your parents ever say money don't grow on trees and all that other stuff, all those different, listen, it's the white power structure, all that. So if you just remember what I just said, Nixon took the money off of the gold standard back in 1971. Then this is Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan wanted to put the money back on to the gold standard. I just told you, anything that they're trying to change, currency or how the money flows around the United States and the white power structure is not in control, something is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but something. So he was trying to put money back onto the gold standard when Nixon took it off of the gold standard. He was also attempted, the assassination was attempted on his life as well. So all these different things for the presidents back in the day, you got to take really, really deep dive into this stuff. This is not a coincidence. All right. Now, when we get into Donald Trump, when the shooting was live, right? And we get into this Donald Trump incident when his assassination was attempted on his life. Now, all my heart goes out to his family and all and condolences and things like that, because that's not, that's not anything to play with someone's life or anything, right? But when you think about it, this is not a coincidence to me. Now, you guys can let me know your take on it. But look at this video when this happened 7-8 years ago. I remember this video for sure of Donald Trump talking about currency. But listen to this. Just listen.
And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things. And we will be on that field, and we will all be working very hard to do great for our country.
As we do so, we're overhauling that core payment system, RTGS, so that...
Now, I'm going to play a little... I like this video because level playing field is the word, that's the keywords in this in this video here. And these are top, I'm talking about top treasuries. This is like directors. These are CEOs of companies that move money around the world. I'm talking about millions of dollars a day. They moving money. So listen to the keywords that they're saying. Level playing field.
That private innovation can flourish. And by bringing crypto assets onto a level regulatory playing field, we can help catalyze a more resilient, effective, and innovative payment system.
The issue of the contribution of trade to growth, the issue of promoting level playing field in international trade was mentioned. No, so I mean it depends how it's is a glass has half full, half empty.
That a Federal Reserve real-time retail payment service would increase competition and decrease concentration and provide a neutral platform for innovation.
And how it can be done in the most efficient, fair and global way as possible. And that implies clearly a level playing field, no use of distortive measures, and no protectionist measures going forward.
No, this is intended to be a level playing field, whether you're MoneyGram or you're a bank or you're an online or you're PayPal. This is intended to be a level playing field. And again,
that means reducing barriers to entry for new firms and reforming competition frameworks to ensure a level playing field in all sectors of the economy, whether traditional ones or new technologies.
There has to be a level playing field, both for new entrants as well as legacy entrants. And I think that's really, that I think is a fair playing field for everyone to play within.
It's like, why would we want this internet of value that puts everything on a level playing field? And there's a couple reasons. So one of them is we think we can win on a level playing field. XRP is faster and cheaper and
all right, so I'm not going to convince you, or these are these are top leaders within not only the cryptocurrency community, but also the not the Federal Reserve, the treasuries, BlackRock. These are big companies who are moving money around the world. I'm not here to convince you about XRP or anything like that. I'm stacking my bags regardless. I'm just saying, get on the train while you have it, while you can, while you understand the information and the let's see. I want to see what also the currencies are for all the cryptos. This is Ronald Reagan. I was saying he wanted to much less abolish the Fed. So these are just different examples. You guys let me know what you think. I really also wanted to talk about the Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve, pretty much, it tells you here, you can look it up. They have 3 key objectives for monetary policy in the Federal Reserve Act: maximizing employment, stabilizing prices, and moderating long-term interest rates. So you can know that this is what's going on now. Like, I mean, the housing market, the interest rates are going up and down. This is from the Federal Reserve. Like, they controlling all of this stuff. This is one party controlling everything around the world. So you really should take a lot of time just understanding what your history is, the monetary system, monetary policies, who controls the money, what money is, where money comes from, what you're working so hard for every day, your 9-to-5 job. And, we're working so hard for bills that we can't even afford. Everything is going up, but except for our income. And why is that? Who's taking place? You got to make sure you understand about voting, who's in these U.S. Senates, who's the secretaries, who's your, vice presidents, all that other stuff, voting counts and things of that nature. So I'm not here to be a political person, but I just want you guys to just all understand that this stuff is important. You should look this kind of stuff up. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, chat. Let me know your thoughts on this particular video. And I'll see you soon. Peace.